We do, of course, want to address the president's first address from the Oval Office, where he gave renewed urgency in his fight against that devastating oil spill in the Gulf. Today, he plans to continue that battle. He meets with top execs of BP. CBS News chief White House correspondent Chip Reid, Chip, has more for us this morning. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Erica. The president tried to use this speech to move from defense to offense, arguing that the time for clean energy is now.
Unlike an earthquake or a hurricane, it's not a single event that does its damage in a matter of minutes or days. The millions of gallons of oil that have spilled into the Gulf of Mexico are more like an epidemic.
President Obama's address came just hours after returning from a two-day Gulf region trip, his fourth visit there since the spill began 58 days ago. Government scientists who are monitoring the leak say more oil is escaping than previously thought. Since the riser pipe was cut, they say there's been a 50% increase in oil flow from 1.6 million gallons a day to about 2.5 million a day. And the total since the spill began, about 116 million gallons, 10 times as much as the Exxon Valdez.
For generations, men and women who call this region home have made their living from the water. That living is now in jeopardy.
As he has done before, the president said the federal government is in charge of the cleanup effort, which now numbers nearly 30,000 personnel and about 5,000 vessels. The president also called for an independent administrator to decide who gets paid and how much from an escrow account funded by BP. The president urged the country to wean itself off fossil fuels and called on Congress to pass sweeping energy legislation. He ended the address with a message of resolve to those in the Gulf.
What has always seen us through is our strength, our resilience, and our unyielding faith that something better awaits us if we summon the courage to reach for it.
Later today, the president has that much talked about meeting with top BP executives, and it should be an interesting meeting given that last night he called them reckless. Harry?
CBS's Chip Reid, thank you.
A lot happens early on The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.